Cooperatives are unique business entities that are member-owned and controlled. Their primary purpose is to provide value to their members, rather than maximising profit for external investors. In New Zealand, for instance, the cooperative sector represents a significant 19% of the GDP. Cooperatives like Fonterra exemplify how these organisations operate for the benefit of their members, who are often everyday people working together to achieve common goals. Now to compare the idea of individualism with that of collectivism. Individualism promotes efficiency, competitiveness, and innovation. It encourages entrepreneurial risk-taking and diversity in goods and services. However, a strong focus on individualism can lead to inequitable benefit distribution within a cooperative and might undermine long-term sustainability and community support. On the other hand, collectivism aligns well with cooperative values, fostering a strong sense of community and shared responsibility. By pooling resources, cooperatives like Fonterra can achieve economies of scale, stronger market positions, and greater negotiating power. However, collectivist decision-making processes can be slower, and there may be less operational control and flexibility, potentially limiting the cooperative's ability to adapt quickly to market changes. Ultimately, the choice between individualism and collectivism depends on the specific goals and circumstances of the business. Cooperatives exemplify the power of working together, balancing economic, social, and ethical benefits for their members. Whether businesses choose to go it alone or cooperate, understanding these dynamics can lead to more informed and strategic decisions.
Let's discuss the potential social and environmental issues faced by Fonterra. Fonterra is responsible for a significant portion of New Zealand's greenhouse gas emissions, producing 34% of the country's total emissions as of November 2023, according to the NZX Carbon Insights report. This large contribution to the national emissions has brought considerably criticism, particularly from environmental groups like Greenpeace and the government. Critics argue that while Fonterra has set ambitious targets for reducing emissions, it has not adequately addressed the broader impacts of intensive dairying, such as nitrate contamination of drinking water. In response to these pressures, Fonterra has committed to achieve net zero emissions by 2050. However, there is still room for more proactive measures. A suggested strategy to further address this issue includes reducing the number of cows, phasing out synthetic nitrogen fertilizers, and adopting more plant-based, regenerative, and organic agricultural practices. These changes could significantly reduce Fonterra's environmental footprint and align with growing consumer and regulatory demands for sustainable farming.
In 2018, Fonterra received a low rating for animal welfare standards in an international study, ranking in Tier 4 due to issues such as lack of antibiotic use and long-distance transportation of animals. This poor ranking has drawn attention and pressure from consumers and animal rights groups, especially after significant backlash in 2015 when hidden cameras videos revealed the mistreatment of calves. To address these concerns, Fonterra proposed a new policy in 2023 to ban the non-essential euthanasia of bobby calves. While this is a step in the right direction, further measures could include enhancing animal welfare standards across all operations, reducing transport times for animals, and increasing transparency and reporting on animal welfare practices. This initiatives will help improve Fonterra's animal welfare standards and restore consumer trust.
Fonterra has been implicated in deforestation issues, particularly through the association with palm oil supplier Huang. In 2018, a Greenpeace report documented extensive deforestation and human rights abuses by 25 major palm oil producers, 18 of which were linked to Huang. This connection has brought significant pressures from environmental organizations and the public. In response, Fonterra has committed to achieving zero deforestation across all primary sector deforestation-linked commodities by December 2025. To further address this issue, Fonterra should ensure rigorous implementation and monitoring of this commitment, engaging with sustainable suppliers and increasing the transparency by regularly publishing progress reports on deforestation and its impact.
Water quality and pollution are significant environmental issues for Fonterra. Reports indicate that the company has been discharging nitrogen-heavy water onto farms, potentially contaminating private drinking water supplies. Community opposition has forced Fonterra to reconsider plans for building wastewater treatment plants on these properties. Additionally, raised environmental sustainability expectations from international trading partners like China, one of Fonterra's biggest trading partners, applies more pressure onto Fonterra to implement environmental sustainability practices in the fear of losing a significant portion of revenue. Fonterra has taken steps to mitigate these impacts by providing filtration systems to affect properties, with 38 systems supplied near the Hautapu factory. However, more comprehensive strategies are needed. Fonterra could invest in advanced water waste treatment technologies, enhance nutrient management practices to reduce runoff, and work closely with local communities to address water quality concerns. These efforts will help minimize Fonterra's impact on water resources and improve its environmental stewardship. In conclusion, while Fonterra has made significant strides in addressing its environmental and social issues, there is still considerable room for improvement. By adopting more aggressive and proactive strategies, Fonterra can better align with global sustainability standards and ensure long-term success for both cooperatives and its members.
Finally, let's focus on how Fonterra applies the principles of sustainability to its business practices by addressing UN Sustainable Development Goal 12, responsible consumption and production. This goal emphasizes fair trade practices, accessible pricing, ethical supply chains, sustainable products, and consumer awareness. We believe that SDG number 12, responsible consumption and production, is the most suitable goal for Fonterra due to the significant environmental and social impacts of the dairy industry. As a cooperative, Fonterra has the ability to influence sustainable farming practices throughout their supply chain, implementing efficient production systems, aligning with both their business interests and the goal itself. Increasingly, consumers demand sustainably produced products, and prioritizing SDG number 12 enhances Fonterra's reputation. The goal encompasses both environmental as well as social responsibility, allowing Fonterra to address animal welfare, support communities, and ensure fair labor practices. With specific targets like halving food waste, SDG number 12 enables Fonterra to set measurable sustainability goals. And by focusing on this goal, Fonterra can contribute to sustainable development while all supporting their long-term business success. Fonterra applies the principles of sustainability to its business practices through the following methods. First, let's talk about emissions reduction. Fonterra's commitment to reducing emissions through energy efficient and fuel switching demonstrates a proactive approach to mitigating climate change. Their goal to stop using coal by 2037 sets a clear, measurable target for decarbonizing their manufacturing operations. Next, sustainable packaging. Aiming for more than 95% recycle-ready packaging by 2025 shows Fonterra's dedication to reducing waste and promoting circular economy practices. This not only minimizes their environmental footprint, but also responds to increasing consumer demand for sustainable packaging. Next, deforestation commitment. Fonterra's zero deforestation commitment across primary sector commodities demonstrates their recognition of the critical role forests play in biodiversity and climate regulation. Achieving this goal will require rigorous supply chain management and certification processes. Next, farm environment plans. Fonterra's goal to have all New Zealand farms with farm environment plans highlights their focus on promoting sustainable farming practices. These plans address key environmental issues like water quality, soil health, and biodiversity, supporting the long-term viability of farming. In all, to achieve the Sustainable Development Goal number 12, Fonterra has implemented strategic changes, including a sustainability strategy for social, environmental, and planetary well-being, aiming for net zero greenhouse gas emissions. The climate roadmap outlines 2030 targets and net zero ambitions by 2050. They plan to eliminate coal use by 2037 and commit to zero deforestation by 2025. Fonterra aims for 100% of New Zealand farms to have farm environment plans and support farmers in reducing such emissions. They aligned their funding strategy with sustainability goals and aim for 95% recyclable packaging by 2025. Fonterra ensures transparency by publicly reporting annual progress. Challenges, however, include balancing economic viability with sustainability, influencing supply chain behavior, and addressing climate change, as well as global market pressures, water scarcity, and potential greenwashing. Proactive measures can ultimately help them progress towards the Sustainable Development Goal number 12, and a sustainable future.